Hi, I'm Samantha Ellinger with FedScoop TV. I'm here at FedTalks 2016 and I'm talking to Tony Moncada, Regional Sales Manager at eSign Live. Tony, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So my first question for you is kind of general. I just want to know from your perspective, have you seen the game change at all in federal IT in 2016, and has there been anything that's kind of surprised you?
Yes, absolutely. So FedRAMP. What's surprising is the adoption of FedRAMP. So we got our eSign Live attained our FedRAMP certification in March of 2016, and since March we have 5 or 6 awards on FedRAMP Cloud. So the speed of change. One case in point example in particular, we responded to an RFP that was issued in December of 2015. By the time it was awarded this August, they pulled a 180 from on-premise to the FedRAMP, to our FedRAMP instance in the FedRAMP Cloud. It's going to allow them to go live in 2 months, November 1. They're weeks away from an ATO, that's one example. Other examples are legacy, well, not legacy, but existing customers with on-premise installations. The speed with which they have evolved and moved over to the FedRAMP Cloud was a surprise to us. So definitely the adoption and the embracing of the FedRAMP-enabled solutions that we're providing.
Awesome. And we've seen a lot today, and I guess in recent policy, the appointment of a new CISO, a huge focus in federal government on cybersecurity. How do you think industry can help support this?
Excellent question. Actually, piggyback on the results of the first question. Basically, industry can embrace FedRAMP. There's a lot of pushback into the barrier to entry and the controls around FedRAMP, cost to industry. But it's really what's needed. There's a lot of cyber threats, cybersecurity issues. It's number one. If we can't work in a secure environment, everybody's at risk. So definitely embracing the technologies or the policies such as FedRAMP, but not only FedRAMP, also supporting CAC and PIV cards for authentication and also for use of their private keys for digital signature in our case, in eSign Live's case, for security and authentication, embedding security and evidence directly into documents specific to signing, for signing purposes. So at the end of the process, all the data is contained in the document, and an agency has everything they need embedded into the document for future evidence and history. They have full control of the document, never reliant on eSign Live or any other vendor for that matter in our situation. So I think these will help the CISO focus on, make the CISO's life easier, and the business can focus on the mission.
Great. So looking ahead kind of to January, no matter who takes office in January, how can industry really work to continue to play a role in federal IT?
Yeah, I guess for a new administration, big picture, and it'll tie into the CISO and the security, but the big picture, I would look at lowering the cost of government. That's a big issue. Everything ultimately comes to dollars. So today, if we look at all the inefficiencies in government, whether it's internal use within an agency or government to citizen, there's a lot of inefficiency. We're still printing paper, we're moving paper around, preventing people from really focusing on their mission. So we can, towards the mission of lowering the cost of government, we can, with our solutions and FedRAMP enabled from for security perspectives, we can enable the automation of whether it's an internal process or a customer-facing or citizen-facing process with an eSign process, and because it's FedRAMP, we have the ATOs. The speed to deploy those is very quick. It's very easy You can integrate that out of the box with enterprise applications such as Salesforce, SharePoint, Microsoft Dynamics, etc. So really, there's a lot. They just got to pick their battles and focus on what they want to do. But definitely lowering the cost of government as a big as an umbrella initiative for a new administration.
Great. And another really important topic right now in federal government is IT modernization.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think this is actually such a hot topic right now, and what do you think the government needs to modernize the most?
So the hot topic, again, I'll come back to is cost and user experience. So for cost, I would look at my infrastructure costs. We know today, all the statistics that 7 out of $10 it goes to O&M of legacy systems. So really, the infrastructure, modernizing the infrastructure, and really what that would mean actually go to cloud, leverage or embrace FedRAMP enabled technologies, etc. Is how that can be achieved. And I didn't say security specifically, but this embodies security because by leveraging something like a FedRAMP enabled solution, you're getting the security for free. Because ultimately, you could throw dollars at an on-premise infrastructure and infrastructure you have, but it's going to cost more money. So really, it's cost for IT modernization. The other aspect is user experience. If we look at the expectation, when dealing with government for a permit, for an immigration CIS type of application, the expectation of the citizen or even an employee internally, that expectation of that user experience, I want to be able to use a mobile device. I want to be able to use it anywhere. I want to fill out my form, click in information and sign it right then and there. So I think those are the two things: the cost and the gap in expectation of dealing with government, whether you're internal or external.
Great. So kind of looking forward again to 2017,
Mm-hmm.
what do you see for federal IT more generally?
Federal IT, generally, I guess what I'm expecting is continued maybe acceleration of adoption of FedRAMP based solutions, just because of the speed with which you can get to market, reduce the cost, gain efficiencies, gain that user expectation, that user experience, allow them to work on their mobile device. I think that's all coming together. I think we're set up for a perfect storm next year. If I look at our specific situation with eSign Live, 5 significant customers, GSA, USDA, USPS, US Census, are all have been working 2016 to develop a lot of their best practices by leveraging eSign Live on FedRAMP. And next year is going to be we're expecting a real growth year. And with that, we think a lot of momentum is going to come and awareness throughout the federal government for larger adoption.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us again.
And thanks for watching. This is FedScoop TV. I'm Samantha Ellinger. Thanks.
Thank you.